Hi Aries, welcome to your end of January 2020 tarot update. It's Raina here. I think I'm just gonna, I've been shuffling just from behind the camera so I don't have to make an extra step. Okay, well, have you ever wanted to have your own business, home business? Because that's what these cards seem to suggest in some capacity. So the heart of the matter is the Seven of Wands. This is the card of, you see that person, they're kind of fending off an attack. Sometimes this is like you're getting it at work, they're complaining, maybe it's a supervisor trying to... or maybe coworkers are complaining about you, but they might be doing it in order to make you look bad. It's not that you really suck, it might be that they are doing that on purpose. And the point being that it can keep you on your toes. It can, especially, with the supervisor, if they're doing it, keep you on your toes, keep you in a defensive posture so that you're not quite feeling self-empowered. You're spending all your energy trying to defend yourself. And sometimes, I've heard this more than once, never defend yourself. It's really hard because you want to make people understand exactly what's going on. But because it almost feels like if you don't defend yourself, then you're really going to look guilty. But it may be that you're dealing with somebody who will never claim to understand you, because that's not the point. They're not trying to resolve anything. They just want to keep you fighting and keep you like like in that position that is weakened. And this can also be with relationships, personal relationships, that they use that tactic. In the past position, we have the Eight of Wands. In some cases, now you notice these are both wands, which are fire, your fire, being an Aries. This can be that all of a sudden you start to have maybe other people taking an interest in you, and it might be, you may have even noticed this and been kind of scratching your head that you were thinking about leaving a certain person, or maybe leaving a certain company, and all of a sudden the job offers are flooding in, and you say, where were these people 6 months ago when I was really miserable? Now that I am totally miserable, I don't even care, about anything. I just want to get away from here. I don't even care if they try to screw me over in my 401k plan. Whatever they do, I just want to get out of here. And the offers just kind of come through all at once, like it's feast or famine. When it rains, it pours, that type of thing. As the higher message, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This can indicate somebody who is working really hard to like perfect their craft. But in some cases it can be training for something, like let's say you want to start your own business and you have to get a certain certification, or you're just working very hard. Your nose is on the grindstone, but you're trying to do the best job possible. This is not just about like Mars, I think about Mars in the 6th house or something, where you're working overtime, working really hard. This is about a lot of taking the effort to like get properly trained, because maybe you are going to work for somebody else and you still need certain certification that you don't currently have. And that may be like, if you still are interested in staying in the same company, you may find that you have been feeling very insecure. Now, if it's not the office isn't that bad as a place to work, then you may choose to stay there, and perhaps you're studying to get like a certificate that will pay more and give you like more status and therefore have better working conditions, and that might be something that is more appealing to you. But there's a definite sense of the person buckling down and really working. What crosses you is the 5 of Cups. This is the card of grief, sadness. Maybe there's a disappointment for some reason. It could be because of the way you're being treated, that you think it's not just unfair, but unkind. And maybe you had a wonderful run of things. It might be that something recently has transpired, the company got sold, or some other thing that has changed everything up, and so now it's not the way it used to be, and you're kind of acutely aware of that, and you may feel like that's a shame that that's happening. That isn't something that you wish was going on, but perhaps it's hard to admit it because you may have an attachment to it. So in other words, the 7 of Wands may be, this is how things are now, that maybe your boss has changed and the old one was much more understanding. With the 8 of Wands, this may have come very quickly and you haven't really had time to digest it, because it just kind of, the company got sold and everything changed very quickly, and you're just catching up to it right now and understanding that it really has made you sad. And the reason that this card is in the challenge position is that if you can't get over that, it can lead to you having a hard time moving on from accepting the fact that this disharmonious situation is just par for the course of what you have been dealing with. Maybe even you had coworkers who got fired, and you feel sad because you're not with the same people anymore. What's coming in is the Queen of Pentacles, or maybe you may first petition to work from home. The Queen of Pentacles is the queen of her castle, so you may figure that your job would be more tolerable if you could do it online instead of in the office. And that might just be the first step. But the other thing too is this is a good money card. So it may be that you are going to get a raise, and perhaps you felt under some kind of a siege, or under some kind of, if there was a takeover of the company and the other people left and everything seemed a little bit chaotic, it may have been hard for you to really gain your bearings yet because it was pretty new. If you are employed and this has nothing to do with it, I think that this really favors working for yourself. You may have to take some kind of a course to get you better educated on a particular subject matter. With the Eight of Pentacles, it can even be like a training program that you have to go through to really, call yourself whatever that is. And then the outcome is a Six of Swords, moving away from troubled waters to, peace. So with that Seven of Wands, it's a very combative environment. Well, I don't know about combative, but very triggering and making you feel defensive. That is the opposite of calm and peace. So you may decide at some point to move on from this job because you're tired of that kind of treatment. Well, the same thing can apply to a romantic relationship. You may feel like you always have to defend yourself. That's a red flag. And you may realize that you're trying too hard, that you're trying to be the perfect partner. But what about your partner? Are they doing the same for you? Do they give the same investment of energy into you as you are doing to them? Chances are the answer is going to be no. And you have to be willing to take that action. And Aries people are, because you're a cardinal sign, you're not going to stick around with anything forever if it's not satisfying to you and if it's causing you stress. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, Aries. If you'd like a personal relationship with me, a personal reading, I don't know if you can tell that I'm like almost ready to fall asleep as I was doing this reading. But if you'd like a personal reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye.